Hey guys, welcome back. I'm outside right now enjoying this luxurious sun, and I thought to myself, okay, I wanted to do a video on dating because a lot of people, want to know kind of the secrets and everything like that. So, this video is definitely about why relationships don't work, and this is really my personal theory. I wouldn't call myself like a super guru in relationships, but I know a thing or two on why they don't and do not work. Just throughout life, being in relationships and they not work out, being in my current relationship and seeing how to be really successful. So the number one reason why relationships don't work is because you're not each other. Okay, that probably seems like, okay, what does that mean? But this is what it means. So, for example, me and my boyfriend were from two totally different sides of the country. I'm from Philadelphia, he's from LA. And early in our relationship, I mean, even now, um, you butt heads with your significant other, and it's like, dang, why? And you probably find yourself maybe constantly button heads, and the main reason that is because you're two totally different people trying to coexist as one together. And if you're living with each other, that's even the next step further in realizing that, look, we grew up totally different. For example, like I said, I'm from Philly, he's from LA. Like, I grew up where some of the stuff I say he doesn't even get. So there you go. That causes friction off the top. He's from LA. Some of the lingo or some of the things that he does or says to other people flies where he's from, but where I'm from, I take that as an insult or I take that as disrespect. And that has happened a lot in my personal relationship. So I definitely wanted to share that with you because if you're in a relationship, I mean, there's all shadow of a doubt that you guys are probably arguing and button heads at some point. If you're not, then kudos to you. But I feel like 95 at least percent of relationships do fight. And I think this is the number one reason. Like I said, you're trying to coexist when you've never coexisted before. So you have to start learning that everybody is different. Nobody's going to do exactly what you want them to do. Nobody's going to say exactly what you want them to say because they're not you and they're not from where you're from. Um, and that has happened a lot, like I said, in our relationship where I'm like, in Philly, we don't do that. And he's like, well, in LA we do that all the time, so what are you talking about? It's like, what? So boom boom boom, there you go, you're butting heads, you're not getting along, and that, over time can lead to a breakup. And then you move on to the next relationship, and it's the same thing because the person is not you. The 9 times out of 10, I feel like you're from different cities, or from different places. Even if you may be from California, some person may be from Culver City, the other person may be from Oakland, or even if, or I mean, you've seen that example, or you could even be from the same city and still not get along because you guys didn't grow up with the same upbringing. Everybody's household and upbringing is different. Your mom and dad was not my mom and dad. So what we did in our house, you didn't do in your house. So now, you know, well, also before I say go on, that's why you and your families are so close because you grew up together. You lived in the same house forever. You know what I'm saying? For probably at least 21 years if you got out early, 18, but that's still a long time. You came from your mother's stomach. I mean, the connection is already there, is from jump. So, when you come with somebody else and join forces, in a relationship, it takes time to really know the person in and out. Like you took time to know your family. That's how you know everything about your brothers and sisters, your mom, what they like, what they don't like, how they like to be talked to, how they don't like to be talked to, what irks their nerves, what doesn't irk their nerves. You know all that stuff. And I think that that's also a reason why um, people can't make it, relationships can't make it out of that kind of 1 year mark, because you don't understand the concept of really getting to know somebody. And also, you just have arguments, over and over and over, and you don't know why. Like they say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Until you understand fully that, okay, I'm not going to like this person. I like that whole, infatuation stage and all that stuff, but once that dies down, you're getting the core of the person. They're no longer putting up a facade of this perfect person. They're themselves. It's like eventually you can't hide from who you are. So you either have to deal with them and keep that in the back of your mind that, okay, this person grew up totally different from me, and this person is not going to be me. They're not going to do things that I like because they're not me. And like I said, they didn't grow up with me. So you definitely have to keep that in mind if you want the relationship to work. If you really love that person, I mean, if you don't love the person, I mean, who cares, right? But you know, um, like in my relationship, I definitely want it to work. So I'm not going, to just leave. I'm going to say, okay, well, that's probably because you're from a different place than I am from. And, I just have to deal with that, and I have to work through that, and I have to communicate with you that, look, where I'm from, how I grew up, that's not cool, and we don't do that. So definitely keep that in mind when you are in a relationship. That is definitely going to help you work through a lot of issues. That's also going to keep y'all together for a longer time, instead of just breaking up, moving on to the next person, and expecting everything to be roses. When, like I said, after the infatuation stage, it's going to be back to normal. You're going to be back to arguing and not getting along. So, like I said, keep that in mind, and that is undoubtedly the number one thing that messes relationships up, is that each party doesn't understand that. So I hope I gave you some insight into that. That's definitely one of my theories. And like I said, I've been in a relationship. That theory is definitely a true theory. You probably have never even thought of that before. Like, oh shit, like, yeah, we're not even from the same place. So how could we get along? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to take time. So if you just keep working on it and understanding those things, you'll have a happy, successful relationship.